Hey guys, I'm back. We are in my room today for a few reasons. Number one is because I'm going to go over some very intense tea and I want to be comfortable. This is about me, not about you. Sorry. This is for your entertainment, but it's mostly about me because I like having an online diary. I feel like I'm giving you a house tour at this point. You've seen my studio, you've seen my living room, bedroom is next, and then kitchen. I'm really bad at cooking, so I don't really know why I would be in my kitchen for a video, but I certainly could try just for the gag. This video is going to be about a thrift flip. Specifically, I bought like a vintage dress. Only thing is with vintage dresses, they're usually like a size 2 or a 4, and I am not! And we don't make ourselves fit the clothes, we make the clothes fit us. So I altered it, but tried to keep its original appeal. So if anybody has any comments about how bad this dress is, I hope you immediately resend them when I tell you what happened when I was in Atlanta and wearing my cute little dress. If you only are here for the sewing content, there will be clips throughout this of my process, okay? However, I decide to edit this, and I'll put a little stamp and you can go there and you can watch me edit. So I went to Atlanta on a solo trip I was very excited about. You know that I do make a lot of content. I'm chronically online. I have a very online presence. So me taking off like, I don't know, like 6 months, was because my life was falling apart. Right. Which is fine. It's totally fine. And it's not at all something that upsets me to this day. Literally, who cares? Like, I'm going to go to Atlanta. I'm going to see one of my best friends of all time because she lives out there. And then I'm going to go to a concert to see a musician that I really love, that I've always wanted to see, like, his solo show of his. And he wasn't playing in the city that I live in, which is really weird. I live in Nashville. Everybody plays here. Anyway, I digress. I'm going to go out and I'm going to see him. I bought these tickets. I booked the trip. I went out to Atlanta. I was having a good time. The first 2 days I, like, caught up with my friend. And then I kind of like pranced around Atlanta by myself, like saw some sights, overheated in the park, which was really fun and exciting. And we'll get into the actual Atlanta trip when it happened when I'm doing my sewing tutorial, but first, tea. I had 2 roommates for the past year. One who I love very dearly, one of my good friends, and one who just generally all around no good guy. And there were some bad signs months leading up to this trip that made me kind of like distance myself from actually hanging out with this guy, even though we live together. So when I'm going on this trip, I'm not having that bad roommate watch my cat. I'm having good roommate watch my cat, like he usually does. But there was Sunday night and Monday morning, which he could not watch my cat. My 17-year-old elderly cat who can only really get around with stairs and stuff. I decided to hire a pet sitter just to make sure that she was taken care of for Sunday night and Monday morning only. They were just gonna stop in, see her briefly for about half an hour and then leave. Sunday night, pet sitter comes by, everything's great. She gives me a very detailed report. Very nice lady. Would have loved to book her again. Now I feel like I should probably just leave her alone because I am slightly partially responsible for her being in my home and having to witness things. Sunday morning rolls around. Mind you, this is day of the concert. The concert I have very much been looking forward to and was 50% of why I was coming down there. I wake up about like 9:30 Atlanta time, which is like 8:30 Tennessee time, right? I get a message from her and it's very brief. And that was a little bit odd because the one from the day before, like I said, very comprehensive, very long. Girly went in, girly popped off. Monday morning one was very brief. Basically just said that she showed up at my house. There was a bunch of people in my yard. There were a bunch of cars in my yard. She goes into the kitchen. There's a bunch of people in my kitchen at 8 o'clock in the morning. I would like to tell you, 8 o'clock in the morning. The day after Father's Day. There is a bunch of people just in the kitchen. Let that seep in for you. The kitchen is where I keep Miley's food. She goes to get Miley's food. She opens my bedroom door to feed Miley. There are people having on my bed. Right. No, of course. So then she puts Miley out in the living room, somewhere that Miley can't even really be, but she doesn't have another choice. So I don't blame her at all. None of the blame is on this woman. Puts her out there and leaves. I get this message about a half hour after it happens. Immediately I apologize to the woman. Then I start calling bad roommate's phone. Because good roommate, mind you, remember, is not there to feed her this morning. He's actually at work. And so I'm calling bad roommate's phone. He won't pick up. I send him a text. I say, pick up right now. He's not answering me. I'm like, right. No, of course. I then have to call good roommate. And I'm like, hey, I know you're at work. There are people f***ing in my bed, and Miley is just trapped out in the living room, and I need you to go home and take care of things, and I'm so sorry. He starts calling bad roommate. Roommate's still not picking up, right? A good roommate goes and takes care of things for me. I send bad roommate a text. I'm like, you have done a lot of things recently. Mind you, because remember, this is not the first thing this man has done. You've done a lot of things recently to upset me and to make me uncomfortable. But this is by far the worst because you haven't just messed with me and my personal space that I have built for myself. This is the first time in my life I had a home that I have felt safe in. Genuinely safe in. And you have desecrated that. And you've desecrated my trust. You have also messed with my cat. And you don't mess with my cat. She's the most important thing in the entire world to me, and she's 17 years old and a helpless animal. And you have messed with her! You have traumatized her! He sends back in response, okay. Right. No, because of course. I'm like, okay, that's all you have to say? We'll talk about this when I get back tomorrow. I get back the next night, pretty late. I had some delays on my, travel. But I finally get back home. I'm kind of irritated about the whole, delay thing, but I'm here, and that's exciting. And I go into my room, and as I'm going into my room, I'm like, okay, I need to make sure that nothing else happened here. And I remembered that there was cash stored in a little jar. Cash that my friend gave me to pay for a, excursion that we were all doing. And so I was holding on to it for that friend, which is why I put it in that jar and not in my wallet, because I'm going on a trip, remember, and it's not my money! And it's hidden under a bunch of plastic cows. I know that sounds stupid, but I have plastic cows in a little jar and we're not questioning it. Cash is not there. Of course it's not there! As well as all of my drawers are kind of pulled out and things are hanging out. It just my room generally looks like somebody just kind of rifled around and got into things. They also took, notably, arcade tokens to a bar in town here, which is crazy behavior. I mean, have them. I was given them for free, which is why they're just sitting in my room. But what? After I've assessed the damage, I'm even angrier now because I'm like, things are stolen. And this excursion I'm going on with my friend is literally tomorrow. I need that money now. I go bang on his door and I'm like, I'm home, we're talking, right? And immediately I'm trying to contain my anger. So I'm talking like this, very pointedly in this tone, and I'm shaking because I'm so mad, but I'm also a little bit afraid of this person because he's very irrational and erratic. So I'm shaking a little bit. He immediately goes off on music. Shut the fuck up. Get to the point. Get to the point. Hurry it up. Hurry it up. To everything that I'm saying. The most disrespectful way I've been spoken to in a long time. And I tell him that he is paying for a mattress, that I had to order a new mattress. And you may be saying to yourself, oh my god, that's dramatic. Just change and wash the sheets. No, you're not my kind of people if you think that way. The first time in my entire life I have had a safe space for me. And someone came in and they violated that in a way that is so deeply personal to me. So I was like, I can't sleep in that bed anymore. You're paying for a new mattress that I ordered. And I even got the cheapest one. So he complaining about that was so irritating. And then I was like, you're paying me back the money that was stolen. He continued to yell at me. At one point, he kind of got in my face, right? So generally this guy is there's just no saving it at this point, right? I go to good roommate, later that day or the next day, and we talk, and I'm like, I can't live with this man anymore. Our lease is ending. He needs to go. He needs to go. I get him to agree, and we're like, okay, we're gonna confront him, and we're gonna tell him he can't live with us anymore. We knock on his door, and we tell him you can't live with us anymore after your actions as of recent events. Basically, the way that he spoke to me before, the complete disrespect, talking over me, making fun of everything that I said. At one point he mocked us and said, yo mama. This man is 24, so keep that in mind. And he gave only a little bit more respect to good roommate. Very noticeable and very disgusting that he talked down to me. At one point I was like, I feel unsafe. I feel unsafe. Literally to me. And then the good roommate would say the same thing, you make H feel unsafe. And he'd be like, well, I'm not trying to make anyone feel, at the end of it, we're like, all right, you have till the end of the lease, which is 30 days from now, and then you need to get out. We kind of have a semi-peaceful few weeks, right? No one's really talking to him. He's basically just hiding down there, and that's how I want it. I don't want to see him. The last week that has occurred as of now, which by the way, today, officially, has to be completely gone. He still hasn't returned his keys, which is really fun. But he legally can't be here anymore, so that's so exciting for me! 7 days before he needs to move out, a big box truck appears in the driveway, and it's pretty obvious that he's moving out that day. He takes what I assume was all of his things. He leaves 2 cars here. He has weird lore about this man. He has like 3 different cars. One of them he has ran into a actual river and was like waterlogged and not able to be used. So he leaves 2 of his cars here, and I assumed that was it. I don't go down into his space. He lives on a complete other side of the house from me. Obviously, I don't go check, you know what I mean? Like, he has another week to get out. The last like few days though, the utility payments come. And I'm like, okay, the last of the utilities that you are going to owe is $45. Can you just accept this Venmo request of $45? I obviously don't get an answer. And then our landlord starts asking like if he's out by now, like, because our landlord needs to do a walkthrough before the next person moves in. Standard procedure. I asked bad roommate, are you totally out? He was like, yeah, I just showed up the other night, which he was just in the kitchen one night, like randomly, like 3 nights ago. He's like, I just showed up the other night to see if I got everything. The only thing he took when he was here were 3 Polaroid pictures from our fridge. One of which was not even taken with his Polaroid camera. It was taken with my friend's Polaroid camera. It was just a photo of me and my friends that was kind of important to me of an important night, and he took that. And then a photo of me and my cat, which he did take, but it's a photo of me and my cat. Why do you want that? You hate me. And then a photo of good roommate. Took all 3 of those. He like leaves. Okay, well, like, did you get your couches out? Because I actually noticed when I walked by, he left his blinds open. Noticed that there were still couches downstairs in his area. I was like, did you get your couches out? Because someone's moving into that area. He answers, he says, oh, they're a beautiful gift. Sir, no one finds that a beautiful gift. Get out of my face. I sent him another follow-up text, and I'm like, please, you won't even ever have to hear from me ever again if you just get your things, pay me the money, and leave. He doesn't answer. I sent him another text, and I'm like, I don't want to annoy you, but you have to get them before the walkthrough, or you are going to be in trouble. You have to get them. He says, tomorrow, that's it. One night I come home from work. I see him smoking a cigarette under the carport. I hear somebody else with him. And I'm like, okay, they're gonna get the things and they're gonna leave the photo, and I'm just gonna let them do that. And I go upstairs and I go in my space and I come out. His car is gone. He left the couches still. He did rifle around the couch cushions. Then he left a bunch of other trash down there. And he did not leave me the photo, which is fun and exciting. And he did block me on Venmo, which is fun and exciting. And he didn't pay his utilities, of course, which is fun and exciting. So I send him one more text and I go, can you at least leave your key? And he had blocked me on text, ladies and gentlemen. Blocked me on text. Wow. So beautiful and wonderful and mature. What a mature man. So I go upstairs and I'm walking up the stairs from his area after checking out what he's done. And I look up and there's a dartboard with a photo on it, stabbed every last dart in my face. I know he hates me because I'm upset with his actions and have tried to hold him accountable, and that's fine. I'm just so tired of being afraid of men in my space. Super happy that he's finally going to be gone. I did list his couches on Facebook Marketplace to try and make back the $45 that he cost me. Hopefully there's a resolution to that. And he's gone! He's been exorcised from the house. Thank God! I hope, for the sake of anyone he ever comes in contact with, ever again, that he changes. I will never be speaking to him ever again for as long as I live. So I do want to actually like tell you what happened on my Atlanta trip because I had a good time. So I'm gonna do a little voiceover for these clips of me sewing and me in Atlanta, and it'll be super cute and everyone's gonna have a good time. Like I said, I thrift flipped this vintage dress that I purchased. I got it for about like $30. Just decided to make it fit me, make it shorter because I was like, I am going to Atlanta. It's gonna be hot as balls. So I basically just kind of like took portions of the bottom. I cut the bottom off, put it at the length that I wanted, made sure to transfer the ruffle from the bottom like to the like new hem of the fabric so that I could keep the initial ruffle because I really liked it. And then I just took the big section of fabric that I had from before and I cut it into like triangles to add on to different portions of it to give it a little bit more room in the like bust area as well as a little bit more room in the skirt area so that it fit me personally better. So it's tailored personally to me. I did make sure to make it short sleeve as well because of the long sleeve, while it is really cute, and it did kind of fit me in the arms. It was tight on the wrists and I was like, I don't want to deal with that and it's going to be really hot there. Let's just make it like a short little cap sleeve. I am thinking of adding a little bit lace to the cap sleeve so that it's a little bit more flouncy. I do like to go back and add extra things to my projects every now and then. So that is definitely an idea. Atlanta was really exciting. The day that I got to walk around by myself and kind of like travel around by myself was the day I decided to wear this dress. I wanted to make some content. I wanted to visit a cute bar. I wanted to visit like a vegan festival that I found out about the night before. So I just kind of like planned some different things where I could like travel around and see things I haven't seen before. I've been to Atlanta a lot, college in Savannah, so we went up to visit Atlanta several times just because it was like right there. And it's also not far from Nashville, so like I've been here enough, but I wanted to do things that I haven't been able to do. It was like 90 degrees on the day that I was walking around outside pretty much the whole day. So that was miserable, but it was still a good time. So I went to, like I said, I went to the vegan festival. I went to Piedmont Park and I walked around and I took some cute little videos. I overheated at Piedmont Park, which was super exciting. And everywhere I tried to take a video, I either kept getting really red or like I didn't have like the right setup or like the lighting was bad. And it was just like a never-ending cycle. I was like, I'm never going to get a good photo. I'm going to lose my mind. So I went back to the park like 2 or 3 times. I like walked to like a shop and I cooled off and got a water. And then I came back and I finally got some cute content. But it took so long because the sun was beating down on me and I could not handle it. Literally at all. I did have a really good like $20 vegan chicken sandwich in my stomach that was fueling me for a while. But it still wasn't enough. So eventually, I went to a cute little bar, I had an espresso martini, I had some mussels, I met some girls there, we talked, and they were like, let's hang out tomorrow. And I hung out with one of the girls the next day, and I gabbed, and I read a book. The next day was the medium build show, minus all the drama back at home that I kept having to deal with. I did have a really good time at the medium build show. I met someone in line, we talked, we, like, hung out during the show. I got to hear, like many songs that I wanted to hear, especially my favorite one of his is Rabbit. And I didn't hear him play it live when I heard him open for Matt Mason. And so I was just very excited to actually get to experience that. Funnily enough, before my trip, I saw him for a free live show in Nashville. And like just randomly on a rooftop, like I found out about it like literally days before. And I went to go see him. And then like 4 days later, I went to Atlanta and I saw him there. And then when I got back from Atlanta, he was having an album signing that I heard about. And I went back to see him at the album signing and he did a live performance. And then I got free tickets to another band that he's made a song with. And he came out and performed the song with them. I did get to meet him at the album signing and he was a very nice guy. And we shook hands and he said my name to me twice and I blacked out. And it was great. Thank you so much for listening to all of my drama and watching me make this like cute, adorable dress, listening to me recap about my trip in Atlanta like almost 2 months later. And also for your patience with how I keep restructuring how videos are coming out and things like that. It means a lot to me that anyone has subscribed to me and watches my content, but that you continue to watch it even while I've been inconsistent because of the constant nonstop of my life. Just unfortunately a very busy person who needs to make more time for this content to come out. But that being said, it is my birth month. I am a Leo. Literally no one was shocked by that information. And I just want to have a really great August. It's Leo season, bitches! Leo season! But also to celebrate my birth month, I have a new design of shorts come out. If you haven't seen my video about me making boxer shorts, I've been selling cute little sustainable versions of boxer shorts that are a little bit more elevated. They're super comfy. They're made of all sustainable materials. You also support a local artist, which is always a really cool thing to do. I do ship everywhere. I made a new design that is like a bloomer ruffle style. It's adorable. It did come out just a few days ago, but I'm really going to be pushing for it this month because it is my birth month. My birth month! Leo time! So I really, really hope that you guys go out and shop the cute little shorts. It's going to be a really cute line. I want to come out with even more if I possibly can. So keep an eye out for that. And thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys so soon. Love you. And I hope you have the best day ever.